and when the position fell vacant, the biggest question that has been in the mind of so many South Sudanese has been the question of who will be the possible replacement? Who will President Kiir pick from his cycle, from his network, as Bol's replacement? A person who will come and take over the position that Mel was occupying, the position of Vice President Economic Cluster. That has been the question that has been beating in so many people's mind. But fortunate enough, last night, President Kiir made an answer to that question. He issued a decree. Among that decree, among those decrees that were issued is one that brought in the former Vice President, the Economic Cluster, James Wani Igga, to the position of the Vice President, Economic Cluster. And if you will recall, a couple of days ago, I made a video which I gave my opinion on who I feel would be the potential pickup for the position of Vice President Economic Cluster, or someone who will replace Mel. And I gave two names. The first name is the daughter to the President of the Republic of South Sudan, who is none other than Salva Kiir. I say there is possibility of President Salva Kiir picking the daughter Adut as Bol's replacement. And my argument was that because Kiir will feel more secure when he has the daughter occupying that position compared to when another person who is not so much close to him by blood occupying it. But I also give an argument that if I was Kiir, I would never appoint my daughter to be in that position of the Vice President Economic Chair. Not because Adut is incapable, not because maybe she doesn't possess the qualities to serve in that position, but because of public perception. As a leader, the moment you appoint someone who is so much related to you, like a son, a daughter, to a position, people will see it as nothing but as some kind of nepotism where you're just trying to enrich your circle with people who are so much close to you. And the public will perceive it that way. No matter the intention, no matter how good Adut is, people will always see it that way. And perhaps Adut will never receive the good public appreciation, simply because people will see that she's just appointed to that position because she is the daughter to the president. But I say that there is a possibility of President Kiir bringing in the daughter, Adut Salva Kiir, to that position of Vice President Economic Cluster. And the second person that I mentioned the name, that perhaps a potential replacement for Mel would be the former Vice President of the Economic Cluster, the immediate predecessor to Mel, and that is none other than Comrade James Wani Igga. And I argue that President Kiir might possibly be tempted to go back to his political bin and recycle James Wani Igga as Bol's replacement and make him the Vice President Economic Cluster. And the reasons why I say it, Igga stands the high chances of being Mel's replacement is because President Kiir wants someone who is so loyal to him in that position, someone who listens to him, someone who does not pose a threat to him, someone that does not have overwhelming ambitions and openly comes out and shows that he wants to be the next president, even when Kiir is still a president. That is the kind of person that I said Kiir wants to occupy that position. And I said the reason why Igga stands out as the potential pick for that position is because Igga possesses all these qualities. If you remember throughout the history of our country, Igga has been throughout in the struggle. He's been in the trenches with the likes of Kiir and perhaps Dr. John Garang and the rest in the struggle for the independence of South Sudan. And when the country gained independence, not once, not twice, but so many times, Igga has always been a very loyal person, not only to the SPLM party, but to President Kiir. And you will realize that even after the 2013 major cabinet reshuffle, at some point, Kiir brought in Igga as the vice president, but as a way of bringing back the country into stability, he was advised to reinstate Machar. And Igga was asked to give that position, and he accepted. Machar was reinstated to that position. And that clearly tells us the kind of loyalty that Igga possesses. And I said the reason why Igga will potentially be the best pick or the likely person to take over that position is because he has mastered the art of loyalty to President Kiir. And that is exactly what happened. Last night, President Kiir went to his political bin and recycled Igga as the vice president economic cluster. I say that if you are serving in a country such as South Sudan, where the positions you're serving in are not constitutionally protected, whether being the vice president or a cabinet minister, or even a member of parliament or a governor or a commissioner or whatsoever position you're serving in, at this moment in South Sudan, you don't need to outshine your master. All you need to do is you need to play the loyalty game. You need to be loyal to your boss. And that is the environment under which the South Sudan politics is operating. Because the positions that you are serving in are not constitutionally protected. The Constitution does not guarantee you to be serving in those positions for a specific period of time, perhaps terms or years, but you are serving at the mercy of the president. And I say that the reason why Igga will be reinstated is because he has mastered the art of loyalty. He does not pose a threat to President Kiir. He is a guy who listens to the president and he never betrays the SPLM party or Kiir's government. And he is a guy who is easily disposable. These are the reasons why Igga was picked over other people. There's so many people in the country you could be a potential pick for the vice president position. We have governors. Some people came with names, the likes of Louis Lobong Lojori, the governor of Eastern Equatoria. Some even came up with names like Jema Nunukumba and other governors up country. But President Kiir went back and reinstated James Wani Igga simply because Igga possesses all the qualities that President Kiir is looking for. And I feel that President Kiir, as I say, that no one should ever deceive you, that President Kiir is not a very wise person. Kiir is either wise, or if he's not, he is surrounded by wise advisors. And you can easily see the decisions reflected in his appointments, the tactics applied. This can easily tell us about the leadership skills of President Kiir. So last night, James Wani Igga was reinstated as the Vice President Economic Cluster. And the reasons why he was reinstated is because he possesses all the qualities that President Kiir needs from a Vice President. Thank you.